So now we want to see how we can create a dashboard. So this lesson is specifically for the dashboard. So we just want to use these charts from the previous lesson. Remember, you can have your own charts. So I just want to summarize. So a dashboard is just a summary of this pictorial representation. So we're just going to take all these charts into one worksheet later on, which you can represent maybe using a PowerPoint presentation to make it more presentable. Yeah, so for now we want to see how we can create a dashboard. If you have these charts, it is not a big deal. So we just want to, the first step, we just create a new worksheet. Just create a new worksheet, and we can rename this as a dashboard. This is our dashboard. Let me see, have I written dashboard? Okay, so have it like this. So we can try to change, since we can just try to work on our page. We change on the background, maybe in terms of font you want, the font type, the font size, the color code of your background. Maybe let me take this one, let me choose this, and then I select maybe 12. Let me just use 12. And then the next step, I want to choose my background color. So just highlight the entire chart, the entire worksheet, and then under home, remember we have this one. We have the one for the alphabets, the theme colors, and we have this one. So you can choose. So you can try if you which one can you use? This one. So if I try to work with the black one, the dark color, you can see what I have. I've just chosen the dark color from this. I think that dark color works for me. So I want to give a name to my chart. This data was for Azam. So we call it Azam sales for 2021 dashboard. We have it like that, though you cannot see. So you can change this color to a bright color. So we can try to merge and center, and of course we can enlarge it, maybe take it to 28. That is Azam sales for 2021 dashboard. You see how it looks like. So once you are here, so we are just starting with a basic dashboard, where we're just going to lift those charts and paste them here. We try to configure and report connections and maybe create connections so that you can see the overall impact. But there's a lot to do when now you want a more detailed dashboard, but we can start with the basic one. So if you have this is the Azam sales for 2021. So what we want to do, we just want to lift those charts. So the first one, I want to paste it here. So I can go to where I have the pivot charts. I can start with which one? I can take this one, the costs, Control X. I can paste it here. So you can see I can change the color of this and change the color of this to reflect the color of maybe we have that is the cost per quarter. Let me try to change this to make it bright so that I can read, so that you can read. Put it a bright color. Same to these ones, and give it a bright color as well. So this is the exam sales, sorry, the cost per quarter. You can have that as your first chart. Sorry, I can remove this. This can try to remove it. Okay, let me leave it for a while. Then I want to lift the other chart, so maybe I can put it here. You can see the one that I can lift. Which one? I can lift this one. Control X, and then we just paste it here. We just paste it there. So maybe I want to make it close, more close. Then this one, we can change the color as well. Still under here, can input that color. We can try to remove the lines. We can try, then we change the contents here to make them brighter. Maybe this one. This is my periodic sales. I want to make it brighter, so if I come to home here, I can give them a bright color. Periodic sales, still with these figures, can as well come then change them. Then we have the months here, can change them. You can change this one as well. Okay. So we have it like that. That is our periodic sales that we just pasted there. So you can see our dashboard is looking like. So we started with the cost per quarter. We have the periodic sales. We can as well put another chart. We can paste it here. So maybe I can lift this one. Control X. I can place it here. Okay. We have this chart. So you can modify it. You can try to modify it to fit to what you want and make it more beautiful. So you can change what you want to change. Let me change the background color to, yeah, then I remove these lines. Let me delete these lines. Okay. Then this one, I think they are right. Monthly sales, you can see. Then the next one, we can as well lift another chart. And maybe place it here. So we can lift this one. Control X, and let me try to put it in my dashboard where I can put it maybe here. Can put it here. So I can change the background color to fit that. I can change the color of this so that I can read easily. We can make them white, that color, bright color. Same to this. Can give them a bright color. Okay. Now that you can see, Okay, we have it like that. We can try to enlarge it. We can drag more charts from what we have. Can go back to the pivot table. Which one do I have? I have this one. I have these two more. Maybe I can lift this one, the one for the salesperson. I can cut it and paste it here. Can paste it here. Can change the color, the background color. Then I can remove these lines. Can remove those lines. Okay, can have it like that. Then these ones I can give a bright color. Okay, then this one as well, make it bright. These figures, which color? You can give a bright color, or those ones are okay. So you can have it like that. So that is our chart for the salesperson. We can drag the last one. We can cut this and paste it here. Okay, so you can see, can make it uniform with this one. Can change the color here to suit my background color. Can make them to be more uniform with this one. Okay, then this one I can change the color, these regions and these various regions, my chart. Okay, I don't know if there's something down here. Nothing. So you can have, so this is your if dashboard. You can have it. Let me try to center this at least, so that I have my Azam sales for 2021. This one I can change as well, but I can leave it like that. So this is our dashboard. This is our sample dashboard. So the next thing, we just want to create slicers. We want to create slicers and see what are these slicers. So there are two elements here. The first one is the slicer, then there's a report connection. So slicer is just a summary of the headers that we're going to have. So we can have, depending on what we have here, we have the cost, we have the sales, we have the periods, we have the months, the quarter, we have the regions and the salesperson. So we want to create the slicers that relate to that. So this is how we can create the slicers. You just click on one of the charts, you go to pivot chart, analyze. This is part of analyze. Then in the midst here we have the insert slice and the insert timeline. So if it was in terms of dates, we want to see, we could use this, an interactive timeline, which you can also work on. We want to see on the slicers, so you can see, use a slicer to filter data visually. You can see that. So you just click within the slicers. So tick what is relevant. So the first one was my I had this product too, which I believe they used. I had the quarter, I had the month, I had the region, I have the customer, I don't know, the salesperson, the cost I have, and the sales, which I think will be automatic. Okay, or I can even tick them, but no need. You make sure you tick those ones. So you have the slicers here. These are what are called the slicers. This thing that looks like the cards. So the product I can lift, I can drop it here. See, I can drop it here, my first slicer. Okay, The second one is for the quarter. I can as well drop it here. I can drop it there. I can change the color so that it looks unique as compared to the first one. I have this one for the month, this one for the month. I can place them, I can place it there. Then I want to change the color. No, that one's a bit close. Maybe let me find a more, yes, that color. We have that one. We can have the region. You can just lift this one and drop it here. You can as well give it a color. That is my regions. Which one else? We still have many more. Maybe the customer. We want to see where we can drop this. This one for the customer. I can just drag it and drop it since some space here. Can put it in this space, can populate it there, and I give it a color. So that is my customer. The next one, let me say I have more slicer. I have it here for the cost. These ones I can ignore. Okay, but okay, since we've created them, we can just find a space for them. Maybe I can leave it there. Okay, change the color. Let me give it this color. Then lastly, we have this one for the sales. This one I can also find a space for it down here. I can place it here. This is for my sales. This is a slicer for our sales for that period. We place it there. Now you can see we have our slicers, then we have our dashboard. So slicers, you can always find a way or somewhere to place them. So that is our dashboard, how it looks like with the slicers. So the next part, we want to see how to report connections. Report connections is just like for this case, if you just try to click on quarter one here, if you click quarter one, you can see it has only altered the first chart, the one for the cost for that quarter, but it has not affected these other charts. So we want to correct that. So if you unfilter, you can see. So we want to see how we can connect such that if you alter one chart and it has related, like it has a common variable like the sales or the cost, which relate to each and every chart, or the period or a certain customer, we want to see it such that it can have an impact on all the charts for that period. So what we want to do, we want to create what is called report connections. So we are going to create it slice wise, slice after slice. So we start with the first slice. You just click there, product 2, you go to slicer here, the slicer details, then here below insert we have the report connections here. Just go to a slicer, then below insert report connections, you click there, you make sure you tick everything here, you just check all those things, you just check all of them, just check all of them, then you click OK. You move to the second slicer, report connections, just tick or check all of them. There are not many. They are not like so many. Then you click OK. You move to the next one for month, report connections, then as well tick all of it. Just make sure you check all of it. If you click OK, you can move to the next slicer. We have this one for the region. We can report connections here. You can just tick all of them. So this is how we can find the basic dashboard for as a summary for your result. It might not be figures related with the sales, it might be the balance sheet items, it might be the P&L items, it might be the human resource components, where you have a summary of what happens at the human resource department. So you create that module, depending, as long as you have the dataset, these things will be possible to make. You can make any summary dashboard for yourself and your organization, the one that you customize so that you can use for decision making. Yeah, and also you can customize it, having it maybe on a cloud or at a common shared point, so that anybody with access can reach out and maybe monitor the transactions with time, so that you can always have something to decide on. Yeah, so that's how I report my connections. So once I'm done like that, I think now my dashboard is ready. Now if you see, if I just click quarter one, you want to see what happened in quarter one. You see, it has changed every chart. You can see what happened in quarter one for every chart. You can see the sales people for quarter one, how they performed, the regions where the sales were in quarter one, how they performed, the monthly sales for those months within quarter one, the quarterly sales. You can see, yeah, you can see the periodic sales, all that. See it. So you can easily study the charts. You can easily study the charts and make an insight out of it. So if you want to remove that, you can always remove the filter and the quarter here. You see that this filter is active. So if you wanted to compare quarter one and quarter two, I can click quarter one here, maybe, and also control with quarter two. So you can see if you compare quarter one and quarter two alone had 66%. We incurred cost to the tune of 66% of the total cost for the 2 quarters. Quarter one took 34%. You can see the monthly sales, quarter one and quarter two, that is from January up to June, how they performed. I think for this case we didn't create the one with a trend line or a regression line. We could see, we see here the performance, how they fared on, the salesperson, how they performed, all that. So you can have time to walk through that. Yeah. So the next, if I click what happened in January, see what is up. That is what happened in January. You can just navigate through all your charts and see what really transpired in the month of January. If you wanted to compare January and December, you can do. You can even compare 4 months, anything that is possible within here. If I want to compare, if I want to see what happened to this customer called by Tones, we only purchased goods from us in the month of December, and you can see it was to the tune of this is 1 million and some figures there. You can see what relates to this by Tone. You can see what relates to Python in all and every bit. Then you can minimize, so you can just walk through. So that is how we can create our dashboard, a simple dashboard from the dataset that we have. So it is now our role to always try to get, depending on the context, on the dataset that we have, always try to customize a dashboard that is easier for anybody to go through and understand. You can easily see the charts speak for themselves. You don't have to interrogate and try to explain the figures. So thank you for your time. That is what we had for today. We can end there.